If you enjoy learning the Cherokee language with RSU TV, join our Signal Society. Your monthly gift of $10 a month ensures that RSU TV can continue to produce programs like the Cherokee language classes. Click the link in the description or call 1-800-823-7210 to join today.
Osio Nigod, welcome to Cherokee 2 here on RSU TV. We blevins Dawaton, Galiele Nigoji Jedoko Hig, he organali, Peggy. Go ahead and.
Jigeyu College Dawaton, Jalagiga, Peggy, Galiele Kohig Jigedo.
All right, so we've been having a good time learning a new story, one of the Aesop's fables. When we left off, we were talking about bags and gold, I think. So we are at Nela Du Sine Jalak Adelo Kwaste, 18th Cherokee lesson. So come Idalena Jalaki Duwani. So let's go ahead and just jump right in. So as before, we use our first part of the class to practice our reading and in syllabary, because I know that's something that I need practice with, and I'm sure all of the learners can also use the practice, and we don't read in Cherokee enough, I think. So so the more we do it, and so we're taking different verses from the Bible and using them as our reading lessons for the day. So this one, let's work our way through this one. This says, Di kanogi da ta line aya totla skohine udalka. Di kanogi da, that's Psalms, right? And Tatline, second chapter, Ayatotla, second chapter, Skohine, 10th, Udalka verse, 10th verse. So I will give my best shot at it, and then we'll try to pick it apart, and then you can read it for us. So let's see, it says, Naski iusti ijika ta nai ijiktana ijiktana, the knowing, the ones that know, right?
Ijiktana, the one that knows,
Nagu wiyuhi nihi Ijigawiyuhi. Where is that where? Where J-O Herga. Where J-O Herga. Dijugo Diski. Dijuk Diski. Oh, Dijuk Diski. Yeah, Dijuk Disk. Dijuk Disk. Judges.
Yeah, Dijugo Digi.
Because Dijuk Disk is one judge, right? So Dijuk Diski, Dijuk Diski might be judges, more than one judge. Elohi Ije. So let's Noski, therefore, right? And then Iusti, like.
Okay.
Ijiktana, you wise ones. So nagu now. We you he.
Okay. All right.
I wonder if that's a strange one for me.
Okay.
I wonder if I have the right word.
Noski iusti. Noski iusti. Ijiktana.
Na ku we you he. We you he.
We you he. Na ku we you he. Na ku he you.
Oh.
Na ku he you he.
Okay, that makes more sense.
Yeah. Na ku he you he. You believe or
Yeah.
na ku he you. Ah ku he you. Is that I believe?
Hui or hui you he.
Is this
Believe.
the English?
This is the English. Be wise now, therefore.
O ye kings, who go you. Okay, where's that word? Be instructed, and that's this.
Yep. And nihi eg go we you he. You kings.
Kings. Okay, so this right here, therefore. Okay.
Na ski
okay.
used.
Okay.
Ejik tana chan. Ejik tana. That's to know, and I know that part.
Right,
yeah. So that must be the wise.
Yeah. Be wise.
Yeah. And then nihi ijiga we you you plural kings.
Yes, you kings.
We je yo hega we
Be instructed. We je yo be taught.
Be taught.
Instructed.
Diski you judges.
Elohi.
Elo ije.
Elohi ije. Of the earth.
Yeah.
The people
On
that
the
live
earth.
on the earth.
Ije.
Okay. Okay.
So would you read that for us?
Okay.
This is a tough one.
This is a hard one. Yeah. Let's go. Naski. Iusti. Ijikta na I. Nagu we. Nagu we yuhi.
I should have brought my Bible in and I could have checked it.
Ijiga we yuhi. Deje yo ha. Deje yo ha. Deje yo ha. Ga. Deje yo ha ga. Let's say deje yo ha ga. Okay, be taught, be instructed. Okay, dijuk diski Elohi ije. Okay, there's some sounds, and see that's what we were talking about. The sounds that are in there in syllabary have to be in there
somewhere,
even though we don't say them whenever we're speaking.
Yeah.
And that's kind of I have to read it over and over to get those sounds in there where it makes sense, where someone can understand it. Because like I'm saying, I'm just trying to put the sounds in there for it to make sense, like this right here.
Yeah, that
we
we you
yeah,
he.
yeah, we you he. It has to be no, is that?
Nagu. That's to believe, right?
Yeah, something with the nagohiyu. Yeah, it's to believe. It's something that, and they're here wise now. Therefore, O kings, be instructed. See, all that goes with that, but that part right there
is weird.
Is that therefore?
Maybe.
Yeah, nagohiyu. Okay.
We'll check it out, and I'll get my Bible out. It's in the car, and so we'll track it down and make sure that I have it written correctly, because it's entirely possible that I. Oh well, I think I copied and pasted it.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. So it would
think
be. We just have to put the sounds in there where they need to be. Because I think we're probably saying some of the sounds out when it should just be, like this right here.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah. Dijuk. I think it's me. So, but we'll go ahead. Okay.
Yeah.
So let's. Okay, now this is a really, now we're coming to the conversational part of the Cherokee, things that you can use right away. This one I think is really important.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Jayosis.
Yeah.
Are you hungry?
Yeah, Jayosis, yeah.
Jayosis. Are you hungry? I ask my daughter this all the time. So, and, we'll be in the car, and I'll yell at the back. I'll be like, Jayosis. And she'll be like, huh? Yeah. Those jagis to dooley, what do you want to eat, And then she'll be like, oh, I want chicken McNuggets. That's her big thing, Happy Meal. So, jayosis. Is there any other way to ask if somebody's hungry?
I'm sure there are just kind of what you call, what we were talking about, just slang ways, slang terms or whatever. But if you're going to ask someone, are you hungry, then this is usually probably the way that they would hear it.
Yeah.
If they were hearing from a speaker, this would be how they would say, "Jayosis."
Yeah, that's how I've already.
Me too. That's all I've ever. Yeah.
And then to answer, of course, you would say, agiyose da, or agiyose. And I am hungry.
Yeah.
So you can, this is I think a really common word that if you don't already know it, you probably need to learn it.
Right, true. That way you don't starve.
Yeah, exactly, because, we Cherokees like to eat.
Oh, yeah.
So.
Oh, yeah.
All right, so when we left last time, we were ran out of time for me to try to read this in syllabary. So what we will do is I will do my best to try to read through it, and you can help me.
Okay.
So we'll go ahead and we'll read this together. So if you are at home, you can follow this. You can follow along with your finger. You can try to, there are a lot of ways that you can use this to your advantage. As I'm reading it, you can just follow it with your finger. Or if you feel proficient enough, you can try to read it along with me. Or if you're going to work on your comprehension, you can just kind of close your eyes and listen as I read it and try to picture what's going on in the story. So there are lots of different ways that you can use this portion of the lesson to help you with your learning. So let's go ahead and start. Idalena. Ilahiyu jagesa Tali aniskaya nanohi anaise. Okay, let's read it a little bit faster. Ilahiyu jagesa tali aniskaya nanohi anaise. Are we good so far?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Good.
Gogeyi Uganawa Iga Gese. Okay, so we'll read a little. Gogeyi Uganawa Iga Gese. Degaldi. Gatna Nanohulti. Okay, so we'll read that again. We'll read each sentence twice. Degalti Gatna Nanohulti. So there's kind of a in this gatna. It's not gana, right?
Yeah.
It gatna.
Gatna. Degalti. Gatna. Nanohulti.
Nanohulti. Okay. Degalti Wunese Sawu Askaya. Okay, so Degalti Munese Sawu Askaya. Squistosa Adela Dalonege Degatla. Okay. Squistosa Adele, or you can say Adela, either way. Dalonege. Either way. Adele Dalonege. Degatla. Is it Degatla?
Degatla.
Degatla. Adele Dalonege. Dejihuata. Okay, let's read that again. Adele Dalonege Dejihuata. Wa gosela son askaya. Gwe na'a. I have trouble with those with those characters. So Wagosela, he told him.
He told them, yeah.
Son'i Askaya, the other man. Gwe na'a. Gwe na'a. I'm rich.
I'm rich.
Gwe na'a. Not a word I've ever said.
Right.
So. All right. De galti. He na ta.
That's what we said. He know ta.
He know ta. He know ta. He know. It almost, there needs to be a we in there or something.
He know
what.
He know ta. See, in the ending sound, you can either say we or wa. He know with ta.
Yeah.
He know ta. You know, but it does have to have a W in there.
Yeah.
But you can't just leave it W. You have to have an ending sound in there.
Yeah, because we don't have a syllabary character
right.
for just W.
Yeah.
So it's got to be a we or a wa.
Right.
De gal di he now ta. Un squu de gal di ji now ta. Ji now ta. I jul ini now ta. Ini now ta. De gal di. So, and remember we talked about, because these are in here because we're talking about the flexible sack, not the money inside. If we were talking about the money, it would be this way. Adel daloneke dehi huatan. Sku adel daloneke deji huatan. Ijul dini huatan. Adel daloneke. Okay. Good. All right. So we made our way through as far as we went. So to remind you about the story, what was going on, two men were walking on the road and they found a sack. And the one man went and he picked the sack up and he found a bunch of gold inside. And so he said, I found a bunch of gold. I found some gold. I'm rich. And the second man, he said, we both found the sack. So now let's continue on and let's see. So again, this je na'a, sku agwe na'a, ijul ini ne na'i.
Ine na'i.
Ine na'i.
Yeah.
Ine na'i. So
you feel the air coming out of your nose when you say
afraid
it.
a booger's gonna come out.
I used to tell the kids it has a no sound. You can feel the air coming out of your nose. No, ine na'i. Yeah, you know you're saying it right when you can feel the air coming out of your nose.
Miss Sue, she'd always say, make sure your nose is clean before you talk Cherokee, right? All right, so could you read this for us?
Okay. Jan na'a, sku agwe na'a, ijul ine na'i.
Okay, so, and again, probably this would not be said this way in a normal conversation, but we're just doing it this way to show you, you are rich. I'm also rich, therefore we are rich.
Yeah, right.
So je na'a, you're rich. Okay, sku agwe na'a, I jul I ne na'i. All right. So de galti una huatana una huatana un huatana.
Okay.
The one that found the bag.
Okay, degalti unau tana. Yeah.
Degalti unau tana udane. Ayatan ginau ta degalti. Nikod adel dalonige aya diwa jeli. All right, so degalti, the bag, right? Unau tana. He found.
The one who found. Yeah.
Udane said. So it's saying the one who found the bag
Yeah.
said.
Said. Okay.
Ayatu, it was me. Gino, tongue. I found. Degalti, the bag. I found the bag. Nigod, all. Adel Delonike, all the money or all the gold. Ayati wajele. It's all mine. Right?
Right.
Diwajele. Now, if you said Aya awajele, would it still be okay? Would it still make sense?
If you were saying you were talking about the bag, the bag
The
is
bag's mine.
Yeah, but if you're talking about the coins, because we know there's more than one,
Ah.
unless there was just one gold coin in that bag, then you would say aya awajeli.
Uh-huh.
But since there's more than one, you have to say
Diwajele.
diwajeli. Yeah.
Diwajele.
Yeah. Unless you're just going to take one and give the other person the rest of them.
The rest, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, so for those of you that are learners, in English, sometimes a collective noun like money, we treat it like a singular thing.
Right.
Right. But in Cherokee, it's still plural. So you still have to
Right.
talk about it like there's more than one, because we know there is more than one.
Right.
Diwajele.
Yeah.
So and Adel Dalonige, okay, because that word right there, Adel Dalonige, doesn't tell us how many really there is. There could be one, there could be 1,000.
Right.
So it's the words around it that let us know, kind of whether how many are there.
Where it says nigad, that kind of tells us that all of it is.
Yeah.
Not just that one piece, but all of it.
Yeah.
So we know that tells us there's more than one piece in there.
Yeah, exactly. Can you read this one for us?
Okay. Degasti uno tana udane aida gino degast nigad adel dalonige ayat
Awesome. Great. Okay. Now, then it says untagane squistosa uninala aniskaya danaise. Okay. Untagane, they heard. Squistosa, a lot. Uninala, mad. They are mad. So if you just one person mad, unala.
Yeah.
Uninala, they are mad.
Tells you that it's more than one person that's mad.
Yeah.
More than one. Yeah.
Aniskai, men. Danaise. So if you look at this word, aise, okay, wanaise, waise, we've looked at that word before, but we have a duh in here. So as an example, for example, I remember when I worked with Miss Sue, she would say, doi, and that was her slang for I got to go to the restroom, or whatever. And then danchi luke, she would say.
Yeah.
So that duh means kind of to return, right? Like to
Come back.
Well,
if you look
but
at
in
that,
this one, they're coming in your direction, right?
not means they're coming.
Yeah.
Not that means that they're coming towards you.
Back towards me.
Back approaching this way.
And if they were going that way, that wanaise.
Yeah, wanaise. That tells you they're going the other way.
Yeah. So that's the cool thing about our language, because a lot of people think, because the words are so long and stuff, that it's not as efficient as English, but really it's more efficient, because this tells us so much more than it does in English, because it tells us they're approaching our way, they're walking in our direction, where in English you'd have to use a lot more words to say that, but this one word tells us all that information. So would you read this one for us?
Okay. Untagane.
Awesome. Okay. Now, uskastanele Agui Oscar Degalti Unautana. So uskostanele means he got scared, right? He became scared. Uskostanele. I remember when I used to teach high school, my kids, one of their popular things that they'd say, "Gee, skunk," you know, I'm scared, right?
Yeah.
I don't know why they did that, but I mean, because really, when you translate it to English, it makes no sense at all. But they would do it all the time. They would say, "Gee, skunk," you know. So uskostanele, he got scared. Akei, the first, Oskai, man, degalt, unautana. The one that found the bag, right? So the man who found the bag got scared. Would you read that one for us?
Uskostanele agui askaya degalti unautana.
Okay. Now, okay. Now, this says dodaginili. How would
Dodaginili. Nili should have TLI.
Dodaginili.
Yeah, they're going to kill us.
Yeah. Yani hwatan adel dalonige udane askai dodagini kli. Dodagini kli. They're going to kill us. Yani hwatan if they found, right? If they found adel dalonige, if they found the gold. Udane askai, if the man said.
On this right here, ani what do da ginili ani what adel da lonige. Yeah, ani what yani what either way, if that you can say that if they find it, or they're going to kill us if they find it, or they're going to kill us when they find it. There's a difference. In just that changing of that yaw or that aw changes that. When they find it or if they find it.
So, and to a speaker of English, the difference is not that big, but to a Cherokee speaker, it is a big difference. You know, they're going to kill us if they find the money. They're going to kill us, or when they find the money, they're going to kill us.
And there's a difference there. If you're going to get killed, there's a difference there.
Fairly important difference there. Would you read this for?
Okay. Do da ginili ani what adel da lonige udane askaya. Or it could be do da ginili yani what adel da lonige udane askaya.
Okay.
So it could be either. You could use it either way. Yeah.
Okay. And so that's this one. And then, I think this is the last one. It says, Nihi jajele adel dalonige ago shele nihi dage jatli kla ayan. Okay. So nihi you jajele adel dalonige. It's yours, the money. The money's all yours. Go sele. He was told, right? Go sele.
That
he told him.
He told him that that's your money. Okay, that's your gold.
Nihi dage jatli. Yeah, they gonna kill you.
Ayan, not me.
So they're gonna kill you, not me. So notice, I believe we've talked about this in Cherokee before. We've talked about that the words like ayan and nihi are not used as often in Cherokee as they are in English. Of course, we use those pronouns all the time in English. You know, you and I and those kinds of things, or me. But in Cherokee, they're really used to either to clarify or they're used to emphasize, right? Because really, to me, if you took the nihi off there and it'd just say jajeli adel dalonige, that means it's your money. But if you say nihi jajeli adel dalonige, it's almost saying it's yours, you know, and it automatically implies it's not mine.
Yeah.
How does it?
Okay, jajeli adel dalonige. You could just say it like that.
Yeah.
It's like, but then when you put nihi, it's like it's yours.
Yeah.
It's your, you know, this. But the other one just
It's
says,
like emphasizing
yes, that
you.
it's yours. Yeah. I
All
mean,
you,
it's not,
buddy.
Yeah. And so I think you have to have that in there if you're going to say jajeli, that it's your money.
Yeah.
It's your money. That's what tells you that it's yours. Jajeli is like kind of like our jeli, mine, jajeli, yours. But it's not really saying, specifically saying, until you put that adel dalonige on there.
Yeah.
You know, that says what belongs to you.
Right.
And I think that's why that nihi kind of emphasizes that it's talking about it belongs to you.
Yeah.
You know, so, and it's explaining, it's kind of hard to explain, but I understand what I'm saying, but it's kind of hard to put it out there because you just have to have that in there.
It's the nuances of the language that really kind of bring it to a speaker that brings it more to life and really paints the picture.
Right. And if you don't have it in there, it doesn't really, you know, say what you want it to say, and you have to have that in there in order to really say what it needs to.
Yeah. Agosele.
Yeah. He told him.
He told him.
Yeah.
Nihi dageja klink.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then, of course, you know the word dageja, that means they're going to kill you.
Yeah.
But that nihi emphasizes, and then he goes on and says tla.
Yeah. Not me.
Not me.
Dageja, that means they're going to kill you.
Yeah.
That just means that you're going to get killed. Somebody's going to get killed, but then when you say nihi, you're saying specifically you're going to get killed.
Just you by yourself.
Yeah, so that makes you have to add that to there. Just makes it make more sense.
Yeah. Would you read this one for us?
Nihi jajele adel dalonige ago shele nihi dageja klaaya.
Good. All right. So I think this is a really neat story. And of course, Aesop, this story was meant to teach that, you know, you can't, in times of hardship, they won't share the hardship if you don't share the rewards as well, you know, because the guy was like, well, it's, you know, it's not our money, it's my money. But then when somebody was wanting to kill him, he's like, oh no, it's our money.
You know, he was saying, at first he was saying, well, it's both of our money because we both found it. But then when they find out them men were coming after him, he said, oh, that's not mine, that's yours. You found it, so it's yours. And we kind of, you know, we can kind of relate to, you know, things like that when in life, you know, when things happen. And I think this is a good story. And even the way it was translated, you still get the understanding of what, you know, what I think the moral or the teaching,
point.
Point of the story, you know, was. So
would you read this last one for us?
Okay. Nihi jajele adel dalonige ago shele nihi dagejali klaaya.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
So, so this is a really good one. So, to me, even though it's not a traditional Cherokee story, it probably could have been. I mean, you know, in a way.
Yeah, because
you know.
most Cherokee stories have a lesson.
Yeah.
Have some kind of a lesson, a teaching thing.
Yeah.
And I think all of the fables, you know, the Aesop's fables, they have those kind of teaching things that you can use in life, and not necessarily just Cherokee, but in life in general.
Yeah.
And I think that's good. I like the story.
Yeah, I really
And it was
enjoyed this one.
easily to translate. You know, some of it, you know, we had to really think about, you know, how to put it in there. But I think we translated it.
Yeah, I think this was a really good one. So let's okay, so here it is, all in syllabary, and of course, let's try and fight our way through it.
And we will fight our way through it. Yes.
Yeah. So I'll give it a go first, and then you can correct me as I go, and then maybe you can read it. And then again, there are different ways that you can do it at home. You can follow along with your finger. You can try to read it out loud with, or you can just close your eyes and listen to the story. So this says, Je na school gwen na I jul I ne na I. Degal di now tanna now tanna dene ayata gina ta degal di nigata adel dalonige aya diwajeli untagane. See, I had to make my way. I had to fight my way through it.
You see that ni in there? All you really needed was that sound at the beginning.
And then this I was like unidagane, and I was like that doesn't untagane. Heard. Squeestosa a lot. Uninala, angry. Aniskaya, danaise. Uskastanele, akayi, askaya, degalti. Unautanna. Dodagini tli. Yani what or ani what del dalonige udane askaya. Nihi cha Nihi jajeli adel dalonige agosele. Nihi degajatli kla aya.
Okay. Okay. What was the word in the?
They're gonna kill you.
Yeah. Nihi.
You wanna?
Yeah.
Let's go back. This should be dage. Let's just go ahead and Oh wait, I may not be able to. I'm not on.
On your thing.
I'm not on mine, so.
Okay, all right. You'll just have to know that.
Dage, not dega. Dage.
And and I noticed that as you were reading, just like you do in English, when if you don't know a word, as you say the other words, you go back and say, oh, okay, that's
like,
this.
Oh, there it is.
Yeah, so you kind of have to understand what you're reading, and you're understanding what you're reading, or you wouldn't go back and fix what you were saying before.
Yeah, the word before.
Yeah, so I think that helps a lot, knowing what you're reading, that you've heard it over and over, and that you've gone over it enough times. And I think that's what's going to help the students also, is that you go over it sentence by sentence, telling them what it means. That way they understand that degasti means the bag, delonige means money, or gold or whatever. So I think that's a good thing, that they're getting the repetition that they need. Yeah. And I can tell you're getting it too, because you go back and fix yourself.
And it's really been an interesting process, because of course, as I've told students, I've always struggled. I knew the names of lots of things, but making sentences and understanding people when they had conversations was really a struggle for me. But ever since I've started teaching this way, my own fluency and my own proficiency has really started to jump, because I hear it in context, it's put in context, and the more often I hear it, the more it just starts to make sense. And whenever I try to translate, I'm getting a lot closer,
Right.
because
Yes.
and I don't
Yeah.
have to look it up as much.
Right.
You know, like untagane.
Yeah.
You know, I know that already. That's or
Yeah.
wai say
Yeah.
or wulo say.
Yeah.
Those kinds of things, because we have them on almost every story.
Mm-hmm.
Or udane. I don't or utagane
I'll go say
utadane.
Yeah. Yeah. And right here where you that you saw that ni sound, but you didn't need it. What was it? What was it?
Yeah. Untagane.
Oh yeah.
Unitagane.
You knew that N sound needed to be in there, but you didn't necessarily need the whole sound in there.
Yeah.
And as a reader, as you go along, see that's what I was talking about. When someone reads it, when Mama reads it in the Bible, she's just reading it. She
Yeah,
doesn't
she just
have to
bloop.
sound it out. And I'm going reading unitagane. Oh, untagane. That's how I go. I'll spell it out, sound it out, and then I'll go back and do it. You know. So
yeah, I think you and I are reading Cherokee Hooked on Phonics
Right.
style,
That's
and
true.
she can, and
Yeah,
she is
she
a
just
master
goes
reader,
through,
and so
yeah.
she could just read it.
Yeah.
Well,
And my goal is to be able to read it like my mom's reading it. You know,
Yeah.
Eventually. Yeah.
And the more we do it, the better we
Oh,
get.
yeah.
So,
Oh, yeah.
would you like to
Okay,
read this
let's-
paragraph for me?
Okay. All right. Let's see. Okay. If I can see it. Then
Je.
J na squ agua ya.
Agwe.
Okay, let me look. Let's see. Okay, agwe na ijula ini ne na I. We're both rich. Okay, okay. De gosti una tana da ne. Ayada ji no ta de gosti ni gada awa de adela talonige aya. Di wajeli uni. Okay, this is untagan. there it goes. There's a thing. Untagane. Okay. Squeeze tosa. Uni no la aniskaya da na ise. Uska stanele agayi. Ade askaya degosti unautana dogi nili this is the doja nili Dodaki Nihli. Oh, that's Kli. Okay, that's supposed to be Kli. Okay. Dodaki Nihli. They're going to kill us. Okay. Yani ani what Adele Adela Dalonige Udane Askaya. Nihi Jajeli Adela Dalonige Ago Shele He do what was that word? Do de. That was supposed to be there, right?
Oh yeah, the
That should just okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It looks like
okay.
I transposed the sounds,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
this because this should be da gay instead of de ga.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Not
Yeah,
me.
Not me.
All right, so we made it through the second half.
Okay.
So now let's try to go through the entire story since it's fairly short. I'll give it a
Okay.
shot.
Just
We'll see
I'll
how- and you jump in.
I'll jump in whenever yeah.
Okay, so let's read the whole story front to back. Okay, so it says. Ilahiu jagesa tali aniskaya nanohi ana ise gogeyi uganawa iga gese degalti gatna nanohulti degatli wunese sawu askaya squistos adel dalonege de gatla adel dalonege de jiwata wagosela son I askaya agwe na a degal di he now ta sku degal di ji now ta I jul ini now ta degatli degalti, not degatli, degalti, degalti. Del dalonege dehiwata sku adel dalonege dejiwata ijul dini wata adel dalonege je na sku agwe na ijul inine na degalti unau tana udane ayata jinau ta degalti Nigada dalonige or adel dalonige aya diwajeli untagane. Ooh, I read it first time that time.
Good.
Untagane squistos uninala aniskaya denaise uskastanele agayi askaya degalti unautana dodakini tli yan ni ani hwata adel dalonege udane askaya nihi jajeli adel dalonege agosele nihi dage jatli pla aya.
Okay.
Whew.
Back right here where it says Nehi Jajeli Ade Talonige. That right there you might say Jajeli. Yeah.
I wondered about
Yeah,
that.
because right there just means that just Jajeli.
I just got one little thing of gold.
Jajeli Nehi Jajeli de Talonige.
Now it could have been okay if it had said Nihi Jajeli de Galti.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
That's your bag.
That's your bag. Yeah, that's
You left
true.
holding the bag, buddy.
That would have been good too if it said, that's your bag. Yeah. Okay, I just want, because when you read it, I thought, okay, it needs to be on there that there's more than one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
it kind of crossed my mind, and I was going to talk about it, and then I forgot. But that's kind of the thing with with the language and stuff. I notice sometimes speakers will be talking and with other speakers, and then it'll occur to them, they're like, oh, well, there's a better way to say that, or there's a more, and sometimes they'll go back and they'll like kind of fix the word a little bit, but
That
it's just because we don't use it as much as
Yeah.
our ancestors did, or our parents, or our
For
grandparents.
better understanding, like if you're, and whoever you're speaking with, if they're speakers, they're going to understand
They
it.
get you
but
anyway,
Yeah, they'll
yeah.
understand it no matter how you put it out there. Yeah.
Yeah. So so that's the entire story of the Travelers in the Gold from Aesop. And when we come back next time, we're going to start on a much longer story, the story of now I can't even remember what the story's about. The story's about the prince, right, and the witch.
Yeah.
So you're going to learn some really good vocabulary. You're going to learn how to say witch in Cherokee. So that's for better or worse. And it's a really super long story. So it may take 10 lessons or more to get all the way through it. But we do want to say wadon. Thank you, Peggy, for coming and being here with us today.
Yeah.
And for all of you out there, we hope you enjoyed the lesson. Chadoksos des y disquat wadon.
Come on.